Hello and greetings from Hakuba, a small town and world-famous ski resort set in the Northern Japanese Alps. This was the final stop of our trip across Japan, and we decided to end things off in a quiet destination.
Just the best feeling in the world.
In this video, we'll ride various gondolas and chairlifts as we go in search of mountain views. All for the views, all to show you guys the views.
I think we're gonna get the most amazing ones from up there.
We'll encounter some of the local residents, the snow monkeys who roam freely around town.
2 snow monkeys in town, acting like they own the place.
And we'll show you how athletes train for the Olympics at the local ski jump. If you've been following our Japan series, thank you so much for watching, and now let's go on one final adventure. Here we go! Ready to go up. It's gonna shoot us up any second now.
Shoot it up to the stars and beyond. I'm recording. A little rough. We're in a really small thing.
So we are riding the Happo-one gondola up. I've heard this is a bit of a bumpy, rickety gondola, so I'm just trying not to think about it too much. But
Oh, you read about that? You didn't tell me. That's funny.
we kicked off our first afternoon in Hakuba by riding a gondola up a mountaintop. This is a town of ski resorts, and during the warmer months, that means gondola rides to enjoy the epic views. Initially, our plan had been to hike to the Happo Pond, a small alpine lake. However, when we went to buy our gondola tickets, we learned it was too late in the day to complete that hike. However, we decided to ride the next 2 chairlifts anyway, since we were already there. Now you know. If you want to hike and make it to the pond or beyond, you need to get an early start.
So we upgraded our tickets, friends. I feel less defeated.
Less defeated.
How about you?
We're taking the 2 ski lifts up.
Yeah.
We still won't be able to hike, but I mean, at least we can enjoy the ride up and the views.
We're going for those epic snow-capped mountain views.
Yes.
We feel like we got so close to seeing them, but like we just need a little bit of a higher vantage point. So we're like, oh, we don't want to be defeated. That's my only thoughts going up.
So, thoughts?
Thoughts, totally worth it. Totally worth it. We have those epic mountain views we wanted to see, and we get to do a little bit of hiking and go up one more. Yeah, I'm so glad we did it. I was honestly feeling defeated and a little grumpy, and now I've got pep back in my step and a smile on my face.
Okay.
All is well. All is swell.
Well, and look, here we've got one of the buildings from the 1998
This particular
Olympics.
one, this one looks abandoned, and there appears to be like a rusted chairlift that appears defunct, but I'm not entirely sure.
To our surprise, what we thought was an abandoned chairlift is actually operational, which is shocking, given the state of this structure. We've got our Canadian uniform, the flannel. Damaged boardwalk. Watch your step.
We go to Vigo! No?
Next ski lift.
Next!
Another 1,000 yen.
Yeah, we just love, we love making the wallet a little lighter. That's what we've been up to today.
Yeah, so the tip, just buy the full pass
Yes.
at the entrance, 3,300 yen, because it's ended up being 4,000.
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
300 yen each. So.
Yeah, we bungled that up, but you know what? You know what? Who cares?
All for the views, all to
for
show
the
you
views.
guys the views.
I think we're gonna get the most amazing ones from up there.
I'll also mention this ski lift, chair lift, whatever you want to call it. It's not as scary as I thought it would be, because you're only 1.5 meters off the ground. So there's certain areas where the grass is really tall and you can actually touch it with your feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say the first part, the gondola, is the scariest. What a treat once again with the autumn foliage. Check that out. Don't mind the rickety little gondola.
Rickety, prickety, roo-doo-doo-day.
Alrighty, little room tour happening here before it gets too messy. Voila.
Yeah.
We just got back from Happo.
Yes, we have, and the nice thing is that our beds were pre-made.
Yes.
So we have a ryokan style, we have a nice little place to do some work or to have tea. They left origami for us, and I think even some little treats.
Yeah, we just had dinner, so we haven't even touched this, but yeah, it's very cute little origami souvenir, I suppose. And here we've got our little tea set. Oh, green tea if we decide to have some matcha, some sweet treats. So we'll probably do that tomorrow. And I'll mention, we ended up going out for dinner to a place called Blizzard. It's a pizzeria run by some Australians, and it was so good. We got their pepperoni pizza baked in a stone oven, and then we had a Caesar salad, and then we decided to get a dessert pizza. We just couldn't help ourselves, so we had the Nutella pizza. Ah!
Yes, and now all I want to do is relax.
Maybe some onsen time.
That too. That's part of the relaxation program for sure.
Well, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, friends.
Day 2 in Hakuba, and here we are hiking in the forest. Today we're taking you up to Iwatake, where we're planning to do another gondola ride for more epic mountain views.
Hey, we've got to take advantage of these gorgeous fall colors here in Japan. This is just eye candy. And friends, can I tell you something? We woke up and it was cold this morning, like single digit weather. And already a couple hours later, what time is it right now? It's just past 10. It's warmed up considerably.
Yeah.
Now what's interesting today is that it's scheduled to rain in the afternoon. So we are trying to squeeze everything in this morning before that happens.
Yep. Well guys, we made it out of the forest, out of the woods. I will say there's no signage in there. So we were kind of just following the trails. We knew the direction we needed to go in. We had our map, which kind of shows the GPS of what direction we're walking in, so that helped. But
trust your instincts.
Yeah.
That would be my advice.
Unless you have really bad internal GPS, then don't do it.
Then don't trust your instincts. But one thing that I'll say though is there was the temptation to go up what looked like a bike path. Avoid that one. And it's pretty obvious. It's a smoother, more narrow path where you don't see any stumps or anything like that, and it's a little bit steeper.
Yeah, there's mountain biking trails, so you have to be careful which trail you choose.
Right.
But yeah, I will say that's one thing about Hakuba is that I feel like it's the one location where we would have benefited from having a vehicle to get around, even though we don't like renting cars, just because the town is quite spread out.
Very spread out.
The bus is very sporadic, like it only passes by every few hours, so you have to move around on foot, or you need a vehicle, or you really need to plan your day well.
Could have been a vehicle, even an e-bike, a scooter, a motorbike. I would take anything that could zip you around town.
Yeah.
But we're here, we're happy, and we're ready to go up a mountain.
Yes, we've made it to the gondola, so Iwatake.
The gondola! We're in. We're next.
Another day, another gondola.
Hey, you gotta enjoy the gondola life here. Whoa! It looks like this one's gonna be another rickety old one. Wow. You know what? I have no idea what this is called, but it's definitely not a smooth operator, let me tell you. Okay, we are going now, but that was like kind of like being shoved, off the track.
Yeah, you need momentum to make it up.
Momentum. Picking up this old rickety thing.
I don't feel like we're going that far up today though. Like yesterday, I think it's an 8-minute ride.
Yeah.
The one that we did at Happo. I have no idea how long this one is, but we'll see. We're up in the air now with clammy hands and all. So we made it to the top. Another rickety gondola ride. So if that makes you nervous, you've been warned. And it actually looks like there's quite a bit to do here. Like we're seeing ATV rides, there's mountain biking, horseback riding, lots of different places where you can eat, you know, little cafes, ice cream, breweries.
There's a Yoo-hoo swing.
The Yoo-hoo swing is very famous. You have to buy a ticket
Yeah.
to swing on the swing.
I think I'll capture some other people and
Yeah,
enjoy
I
it.
don't know if I need to do it, but
It looks fun.
cool.
You're swinging towards the mountain.
Yes, you are. Look at that, guys. The clouds are starting to roll in and cover up those snowy mountain peaks. But that's mountain weather for you. A cafe with a view.
Yes. What a view.
Shall we check it out? Okay, so we came into the cafe with a view. It's called City Bakery. And we got their...
On the mountaintop.
On the mountaintop. City Bakery on the mountaintop. This is their specialty. It's called the Baker's Muffin. But
huge.
the pastry looks more like a croissant. It smells like apple, cinnamon.
I smell the cinnamon from here.
I think I also read it has walnuts.
Wow.
So,
Attack.
yeah, we thought we would get a little snack, and that way we can also enjoy the views. Look at that. You can just break off little pieces, like petals.
It's almost like a cinnamon bun. Slash muffin. Slash pastry. Good?
Muffin shaped, but not muffin texture.
Okay. It's tasty?
Yum.
Well, that'll
Smell the smell.
fortify us as we walk around up here.
We're gonna do lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
This is just a little something.
You know how we roll. We snack.
Nice little seating area out here.
Guys, this is the place to be if you want the tranquility. Still got the mountain views. It's way busier on the other side of the cafe where everyone is vying for that picture perfect shot.
Oh yeah, we just watched a 15-minute photo shoot.
Yeah, and then the person was like, 1 more minute. Everyone's trying to hurry. No, 1 more minute. It was kind of shameless, to be honest. But I had to admire the confidence. Feeling adventurous.
Yes, they've got like little, can I call this a monkey gym?
Yeah.
To work on your balance. I know there's people who can just like walk on these slacks, are they called?
Yep.
And like
It's like the
balance
tightrope.
on their own.
Let's call it the tightrope.
I need the assistance.
How's the balance feel?
I can feel it in my core.
You feel it in your core? That's funny.
Autumn colors out in full force.
Yeah, there's a couple nice little trails that you can go on here. They don't appear to be very big, but you avoid the crowds and you get to see the fall colors a little bit more up close and intimately.
We decided to grab lunch at the bottom of the ski lift. This little place is called Rocks, and it's part of the Iwatake mountain resort. They had pulled pork hamburgers on the menu, so that's what we ordered. Pulled pork, friends. Pulled pork burger. Nice and sloppy.
There's a snow monkey. Oh wow, look, I'm getting it. Oh yeah, look at that, Audrey. Yum yum. Oh, that's amazing, no?
Good morning! Day 3 here in Hakuba. We've woken up to a cool day. Today the max is going to be 9 degrees, so we're all bundled up.
Yeah, and let's call this day the Monkey See, Monkey Do edition.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The first thing we were greeted to are 2 snow monkeys in town, acting like they owned the place. One jumped up into a tree and was foraging for berries, and the other one jumped up onto a signboard. We didn't film that part, but it freaked out this lady who was walking her dog. And then I just walked across the street and went into the field.
It's crazy. I was not expecting to see the monkeys here. Like, I mean, we are still in Nagano Prefecture. I know the monkeys live up here in the Japanese Alps, but I just wasn't expecting them wandering through town. Though I will say, because we're here off season, there are very few people in town. Like, the streets are empty, so I can see why the monkeys would be roaming like they own the place.
Yeah, we may actually be the only people staying in our 4-level guest house at the moment, which is a great place to stay. We've had a fantastic breakfast there. We should talk a bit about that.
Yeah.
How good was that?
So the place is called Hotel Glad in Ebisuya. And yeah, we signed up for breakfast today. You have to do it a day in advance. It's 1,000 yen per person. And it was a feast. There was so much food on the table.
Yeah, it was a real ryokan delight in the sense that we've had that type of breakfast before in some really fancy places we've stayed at over the years here in Japan. And it was a combination of Japanese traditional food and some Western food items too.
Yes.
Had the fish, it had the rice, it had the miso soup, but also had yogurt, it had some grapes, had the zuki beans.
Eggs and ham.
So like, whoa, that was a brunch. So we don't need to be eating lunch, I think, today. We're going to be, that will fortify us as we walk around town, maybe do a little hike today, visit the foot onsen. So there's some neat little things to do in the town that we've kind of left for the end of our trip. Yeah, friends, that's just the best. Just the best feeling in the world. Right now, the temperature dropped to single digits. We have a high of 8 degrees today. And so when we arrived here, it was 21 degrees 2 days ago. So this feels at least 3 to 5 times as good on a chilly day. I can only imagine how nice this would be as the temperatures hover around 0 degrees.
Alrighty, just got out of the little foot spa.
Kind of rolling down my pants. Yeah, and if you're staying in an accommodations here that doesn't have an onsen, there's a fantastic one just across from here. I believe it's 8,000 per adult.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spin you around. So literally, that building there, it's a bath, a public bath.
And it would have all the facilities you'd ever want. So even if you're staying in accommodations that don't have an onsen, there's plenty of ones you can go to for the day.
So next up, we are going to the ski jump. You can see it off in the distance, over there. Precisely where those dark clouds are rolling in.
We've got sunlight here, but we might be heading straight into the rain.
Or even snow,
yeah,
who knows?
There was something like, we felt something in between snow and rain, almost like a slushiness coming down. So we might be heading into that.
Whoa! Next, we visited the Hakuba Ski Jumping Stadium, where we got to see the ski jumpers in action. Here's a little sneak peek at how they train outside the winter season. I don't know how we got so lucky. First in Nagano when we went to the stadium and we got to watch the speed skating, and now here in Hakuba with the jumps. Like, it's so cool, incredible. This was completely by accident. We had no clue this was happening.
And the thing is too, it's kind of funny, is we're of course both Canadian and these sports are also popular in Canada, but we've never seen them before. So we're enjoying winter sports activities, Olympic winter sports activities for the first time here in Nagano, Japan, which would be the prefecture to train if you're going to be the next Japanese Olympic athlete.
Impressive. The athleticism, guys. I could not do that. Those heights and then like flying through the air. Oh.
Whoa! Whoa!
After watching the future Olympic athletes in training, we rode the chairlift and then the elevator to the top of the 90-meter and 120-meter jumps. So we took the chairlift up. Now we're taking the elevator to the observation tower. And I think we're gonna get ourselves some nice views here. Let's go. Ooh, this is really cool. Ski jumping stadium, Hakuba. If you don't mind heights, you can go up. I do mind. I do in fact mind.
I may go up. But I think the skiers are done for today.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be raining.
There's also a small museum inside the tower, which is worth checking out if you're already in the area. Now, down the ski lift we go.
Yes.
That was really cool. Really worth it. Cheapest ski lift of our whole stay in Hakuba.
For sure.
460?
Yeah, return. So normally we're talking like 10 or more. And I'm a nice silhouette here. You can barely see my face, but I'm enjoying it.
Sunny but raining, and we are visiting a shrine. So we're in the middle of the town, but we're also right in the forest. Which is the coolest part. And I wouldn't be surprised if like a monkey ran across after all the monkeys we've seen today, hey?
For all we know, this could be called the Snow Monkey Temple. At least that's what we're unofficially calling it. Just a random site we spotted and we're like, let's go check it out. It's beautiful here. You got the shade of the trees. Look at that giant tree right beside it. I mean, absolutely incredible. Hidden gems throughout the town.
This has been such a nice surprise. This place is like a block away from our hotel. I don't know how many times we've walked past it while we've been here. And I mean, we could have completely missed this place if we didn't decide to come and have a little peek. after eating lunch. Like, what?
Yeah, this is a town that is full of surprises. Like
Yeah.
I just said, there's little things you really have to be paying attention. Kind of get stuck in your head after having a meal and you're wandering back. You wouldn't notice this spot.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And it appears there's a little trail here we can go explore in the woods.
Nice.
So let's go check it out.
Lead the way.
It's really good green tea.
Well, friends, here we are. We have come to the end of our travels in Hakuba and the end of our trip across Japan as well.
My goodness, did those 6 weeks ever go fast, huh?
Oh, they did. They did.
But they were sure action-packed.
Yes.
So, ganbai to that.
Having some green tea and a mochi, a mugwort mochi filled with red bean paste. That's how we're ending our time here.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets, guys. Love being in the outfits. Love sitting down at the traditional seating table.
Yes.
Love having tea. Love having mochi.
Yeah, we have become big fans of wearing the yukata and going down to the onsen, having our hot bath, soaking.
I mean, we're gonna have to go back to bubble baths and rubber ducky after this. That's not so cool, huh? I mean, we love the onsen culture. Actually, I can honestly say that someday if we have a dream house, I would love to have a sauna / onsen combination.
Okay.
Something where I can go and soak and then go have a sauna and do the polar plunge and reverse and do it all over again.
He's dreaming big over
I'm thinking big, guys. I just need a man cave and a sauna and I'm good. I'm good in life.
Yeah, but I thought we could do some final thoughts on Hakuba. This place really surprised us. Like, we knew next to nothing about it. Yeah. It was actually a recommendation. It turned out to be amazing. We didn't realize that it's kind of like one of the core destinations for Olympic sports, and like getting to see the ski slide and like being amazing there when the athletes were training and just watching them soar through the sky was unbelievable.
Yeah, what talent and bravery.
Yeah.
Bravery too, let's be honest. Yeah, it's just a great place, and also kind of a nice place if you've had a bit of a hectic schedule like we have. We've been racing around for these past 6 weeks. A nice way to slow it down before you head off to Tokyo. One of the more interesting things is that we have a direct bus tomorrow to catch us, only 5 hours. We leave at 7 in the morning, arrive at noon. And that's how we're finishing off. We'll be flying from there. You know, another assumption we had was that the Japanese Alps were just so far away from Tokyo and that maybe we could only get here on the Shinkansen. But they have bus routes. Like, you can hop on a bus, less than 5 hours. You're right in Shinjuku. So it's super accessible. And then you get here and you're just surrounded by nature and you feel so far away from it all. Yeah, that's a tip to keep in mind. We found that from our last trip too. Sometimes the buses would be less than half the price of the trains. Whether it be a regular train on the JR line or the Shinkansen, considerably less, but also slower. Yeah. And you know, taking the train's amazing. So we're not saying like take the bus over the train, but if you're on a bit more of a budget, consider both options and see what works best for you. Yeah. And one more tip with the buses, something we learned today when we went to book our tickets. There are different prices depending on whether you're traveling midweek or weekends, and the buses that leave later in the day are actually more expensive. Yeah, and on the weekend too. Yeah. So yeah, there's variable pricing. Apparently if you book online, you can save a little bit as well. Yes. So that's something to think about. We didn't have time, we've been winging the whole trip, so especially with transportation. we often arrive day of. This is actually one of the first tickets we bought 1 day in advance. So, but if you're not winging it, you could maybe save a little money online. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, we really liked it here. We found the more we stayed here, it kind of grew on us. And there's a lot of amazing vantage points you can have. We had 3 different ones. By taking the cable cars. Yeah, exactly. We were saying one of the themes for Hakuba is just cable cars, gondolas, ski lifts, whatever you want to call it.
You're probably going to be writing one of those at least once per day because it's how you get around.
Yeah, a couple other observations. We noticed more international food than Japanese cuisine in this town.
Yes.
If you've been if you've been eating lots of soba and ramen and sushi and so on, and you're near the end of your trip and you're like, I wouldn't mind a good pizza. Great pizza here.
Yes.
They also had German food, which we didn't try, and Tex-Mex.
Mexican food.
But it was like we were noticing more international cuisine than Japanese here, which is, I think, the only place we can say that on this trip.
Yeah.
Where there was more international food. But yeah, overall we loved it, and we hope you guys enjoyed this series. Japan is a special place for us, one of our favorite destinations in the world, and we'd love to come back again, right?
Of course.
Of course.
So that's all for now. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.